Hello everyone, Mr. Horse here at your service. As always, from the beginning. From the very beginning. Uh, Today in this video, I would like to continue on the discussion of the most important political song of our time, the greatest political song of all time, in fact, indeed. While My Guitar Gently Weeps by the great George Harrison of the great Beatles. And in first two parts, I already presented a significant amount of evidence for proving that this is the most important political song. Right? I mean, I mentioned that we talk about the great schism or the great division between Western people. The two factions. I mean, this is not a real. I mean, not a real. A physical. Civil war. But I mean, it is really. It is really a huge, gigantic. Ideological warfare. You can say it's an ideological civil war, and you can also, it's also a psychological civil war. Okay, and it's just really bad. So in early 1960s, Mr. George Harrison predicted that about 50 some years later, in the Western world, you're going to see this great division. I mean, that was the first thing. The love is sleeping. That means there is no love. There's a lack of love, and that's between people. Also, I mean, more importantly, or maybe as important as this great schism between people in the same country, in the same society, you also have this great schism between the government, the big brother, and the people. The government, Western governments, this is a very particular, unique Western phenomenon. The Western governments, they hate their people, and this makes their people hate the government. And the Western governments, they despise the people. This makes the people despise the governments. I mean, the thing is the karma. I mean, you get what you deserve. You get what you do. You people gonna do to you what you do to other people. Aristotle, right? You don't do to people what you don't want people, do to you. Confucius. I mean, it's common sense. I mean, so it's too bad. I mean, it's too bad. But Mr. George Harrison saw this clearly. I mean, it's like crystal ball. Okay, I can see that. 50 years later, this is what is going to happen in the West, especially in UK, in his own country. I just heard that the UK government is threatening the Supreme Court, threatening to lock people up for 10 years. They not only lock them up at their home, they have to wear a mask, for 10 years. I mean, what kind of government is that? I can imagine. I mean, I really can imagine, what kind of government is that? You're going to lock people up for 10 years. Well, see, that's an example of how much the government hates its people. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to continue to provide even more evidence, more proof, support for my thesis that this is the greatest political song of all time. I look at the world and I notice it's turning while my guitar gently weaves. With every mistake we must surely be learning. Still my guitar gently weaves. Now, after this, we don't go directly to the chorus. It's not really in exactly chorus because there are different words. So it's really a variation of chorus. Before we go to that second variation of the chorus, we are going to play the interlude. The interlude is so very, very, of course it was played on electric guitar. I know. Then that no. I don't know how you were diverted, you were perverted too. I don't know how you were inverted, no one alerted you. I look at you all, see a love that is sleeping. That floor, and I see it needs sweeping. Still my guitar gently weeps. I kind of ended. Well, in the original recording, that it didn't end. There was no ending. It was a fading out solo. It just keep going, and then it faded out. But I think in the John Lennon version, he did a version, which is pretty nice. Unplugged acoustic. He ended. There was a definite ending. So here I ended in the key of D major. So it's a D minor, minor become major. But you can also go back to the minor, major, minor, right? D minor, D major, D minor. It's up to you. You can do what you want, right? If you find a new way, you can do it today. You can make it. See, if If you want to do this, you do this. If you want to do that, you do that. I mean, see, Cat Stevens, wise man. Now, here's the thing. Okay. Well, the solo was really. I mean, I love that solo. A lot of bending, yeah. It's just, it's so good. It's so good. I mean, here get you into the D major. I mean, the thing is, you have this. And that's the. I don't know how. It's like this. I don't know how. Anyway, I'm not gonna discuss too much about the guitar. I'm gonna save that for the guitar videos. Let's look at the words. I mean, I don't know. Oh no, I'm sorry. Before the chorus. I look at the world and I notice it's turning while my guitar gently weaves. The world is turning. I mean, it's moving forward. It's moving on. But so Mr. George Harrison is watching. He's an observer. He's watching what's going on. Like when he was in the studio watching all this infighting. All this conflicts and these people trying to kill each other. Now he's watching what he sees in the future. In around this time, 2020s, the people in the West, in the same country, in the same society, they are doing the same thing, and they really try. I mean, the animosity is so immense, so great that people really want to kill each other. Of course they can't do that. They're gonna lose everything if they kill people. But that really have that desire, because it's just so bad, and. So that's while my guitar gently weeps. Again, that's just telling you it's a sad situation. It's a sad situation. He is very, very saddened by the world events. By seeing the world events, seeing that's what is going to happen in his own country, in his, and he, so he's really sad. With every mistake, we must surely be learning. Still my guitar gently weeps. Now, the purpose of history, it is, as people say, well, you study the past, you find out what mistakes did they make, and you understand the mistakes, you understand the cause of the mistakes in order to avoid making the same mistakes. Well, that's what history is supposed to do, but he found out that's not the case. The case is that the reality is people never learn. People are just stupid, I guess, idiots, you don't learn. I mean, no matter how many times you see your ancestors, how many times they have made the same mistakes, you continue to make the same mistakes. And that's why, we see cycles in history, the same cycle. Civilizations, rise and fall, rise and fall, rise and fall. Same pattern, because people just don't learn. So with every mistake, we must be surely, we surely must be learning. No, we don't.